And I don't know what these are for. People keep asking me what they're for and what I'm going to do with them. But I actually don't know at this point. I just keep making them, and I'm having fun making them. And I think at this stage, anything we can do to distract ourselves and feel creative and have fun is really, really important. So I've started putting them together on my wall, trying to figure out if they could become something else, but I haven't gone much farther with that yet.
So, let me see the one on your right.
My right. This one? Yes.
Yeah.
So these are done on fabric. This is burlap.
Okay.
This is burlap. My niece got married last summer, and they had a big roll of burlap for people to walk on the beach down to her wedding. So I got to take the burlap home.
Yeah.
And this is some linen I've had around for a while. It's sort of upholstery weight linen.
Yeah.
And I've started stitching on them too, so I'm not quite sure where they're going.
Oh, yeah. I love that raw linen.
Yes.
Have you ever tried it before?
I have not.
Okay.
But I love the color.
With Italian linen before, and I love the texture of it, and I love what it does for you, and I love the color.
Yes,
and
the color.
Yeah, the color is so rich and beautiful that you can do so much with it, and you don't really have to add so much color because it's so beautiful on its own.
Yes, and the way the colors show up on it, like the way the white shows up on the burlap, and you know the way the colors kind of glow when they're sitting on that linen background. I really love that.
Can you get to the black and white that you have next to it?
These?
Nope. On the other side, I believe.
Over there. Oh, that's so that's a painting on panel.
Okay. That is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I like to paint on canvas and panel and paper. Love paper.
Yeah, I know you have a big series of black and white that you did. And I'm not sure if you did it on panels or paper or what was your...
I did a lot. I did it on paper and canvas. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love to work on paper, and I actually prefer panels to canvas only because you can sand them and scrape them and, you know, be a bit more brutal with them than you can with canvas.
So how do you sand them? Do you use just a regular sander, an electrical sander?
I use an orbital sander.
Okay.
Love my orbital sander. Here we are.
Tell us what you do with that. You just like literally go at it and...
Literally go at it. Yeah.
Okay.
And you can, you know, reveal some of the stuff that's below. You can smooth out the surface if it's getting too textured. It's quite a miracle what shows up underneath if you have a lot of layers there.
Right.
And I use paper a lot in my paintings, so that actually wears away as well with the sander really well. Yeah.
Can you sand on canvas? How does...
You can. Well, you can sand on unstretched canvas. You can't sand on stretched canvas because you don't have a hard enough surface to push against, but you can definitely sand on unstretched canvas. Yeah.
Okay. Do you like working on stretched canvas or unstretched canvas?
It depends on what I'm doing, I think. You know, it's great to have that regular edge of a rectangle or a square sometimes, but other times you just want the freedom of being able to work really big or being able to move it around more easily and lie it on the floor and sand it down.
Yeah.
So often the unstretched canvas.
Personally, I think I like the unstretched canvas because because I feel like I can go more aggressive with my strokes.
Yes.
Without having that bounce back.
Without the bounce.
You know, we have so much bounce. So I like being against a hard surface because then I'm not afraid that I'm going to break the canvas or, you know, do some damage to it.
Yes, me too. And I think that some people really like that bounce and some of us don't.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And do you have specific tools that you like better to use, like long brushes? Smaller brushes?
Long brushes, small brushes, painter's brushes, scrapers, my hands.
Have them right there?
I have, there's some of my brushes.
Okay.
And I like to make brushes. So sometimes you need a different tool. Sometimes you need a different tool.
Oh, that's great.
And I use scrapers, like things from the kitchen, you know, things, squeegees, anything that will make a mark. Rollers. I don't think I have a preference. I think I just like using them all.
So I think what we take away from this whole thing, Jane, is the way that we can inspire people to create is really, they don't need anything than like what an artist really has.
That's right. Correct. Absolutely.
You can use anything that we have.
You can. You can use things from your kitchen. Just don't use them to cook with afterwards. You know, you can use spoons and knives if you've got some old ones to apply paint. So yeah, there's all kinds of goodies in your kitchen. Yes. Bowl scrapers, spatulas. Just don't use them again.
Exactly. Yeah. Now,
sticks are great to draw with. And sticks are fabulous to draw with.
Oh, I love that. And they can be really long or really short. You can really manipulate those.
Absolutely. Thick and fat and thin and textured and
And you can use ink or acrylic
or watered down paint,
whatever you have to make a mark, which is amazing.
Definitely. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, do you use mediums? Like
I use matte medium a lot because I do a lot of collage. I collage pieces of my paper onto paintings.
So it works also like a glue.
Like a glue. So I use that as my glue because I buy it in bulk and I use a lot of matte medium. I don't use a lot of other mediums. I don't tend to mix a lot of mediums with my paint.
So the texture really comes from your collage.
Yes.
And the amount of paint
and layers of paint.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
So if you had someone who's never painted before and wants to order from scratch, what color palette do you think that they should get? What do you think that would be a great advice?
I think it's always great to start with the primaries.
Yeah.
So, and you can usually buy kits of, small kits of acrylic paints that come with the primaries, a yellow, usually 1 or 2 blues, a warm blue and a cool blue, and 1 or 2 reds, a warm red and a cool red, and black and white. And that's all you need. And actually with those colors, you can mix anything. You can mix any color you want. And I still go back to just using those basic colors to mix my colors most of the time. Yeah.
Right.
And you'll get your favorites as you go along. But I think that if you start really basic primary colors, you can start mixing anything you want.
And you can use the limited palette, which is a great way to, to understand your painting and to have a good communication with your painting too.
Yes, and to learn about color, because if you start buying the hot pinks and lime greens and things, you never learn to make them yourself, and so you don't learn as much about color as you do when you just experiment with them yourself. Just start mixing the yellow and the different blues and see what kind of greens you get. Yeah.
Right.
And you don't have to buy expensive paint either. I think that there's lots of student grade paints out there that don't cost a huge amount and are great to be experimenting and starting off with.
Well, thank you so much, Jane. I'm so happy we were able to do this again. And,
thank you.
Hopefully our viewers got a glimpse of what you do. And please tell us again where we can find you and follow you.
I'm on Instagram at mpjkenyon. And my website is janekenyon.com.
Great. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thanks, Sandra. You too. Bye.